Alright, hello and welcome to the Rusty Misfits Racing League, all the dirt rookie mini stocks. We are coming into tonight's race at Lanier Speedway with a bit of an interesting storyline to begin with here. Hunter Wellman, if you've been paying attention to this season, that young man there has been just driving away from the rest of this field, putting up wins like they are going out of style. In fact, he has not allowed anyone to win a race so far in the first 5 races of this season. So much so that league owner Dean Qualley and a couple of other friendly wagers have been put down there to see if anyone can dethrone that 64 car. Right now, you see he is the top of the leaderboard, fastest car in the practice session tonight. And if you look at the leaderboard, you will also see there's a couple of new names. Michael Steele, he's no stranger to the Rusty Misfits Racing League, but hasn't been very active this season. At least on the Monday and Tuesday nights. I'm not quite sure about the Wednesday and Thursday night events. But right now, Michael Steele coming into the mini stocks to see if he has a chance to dethrone that 64 car. As well, Logan Tackett here in the number 6 car. We haven't seen him yet this season either. Currently sitting 5th on the leaderboard. Just behind Dean Qualley in that 17 machine. Actually very close behind him time-wise. 19.2 or 15.921 to a 15.938. Tackett also coming out here to try to claim that bounty on that 64 machine. Right now, our point standings for the dirt mini stocks: Hunter Wellman way out in the front, 260 points. Kyle Thayer being the closest driver to him. Actually, we got a two-way tie for second place. Kyle Thayer, Mick Olofsson, both sitting 214 points. That's nearly 50 points behind Hunter. That's almost a full race behind in points. Aaron Murphy sitting 4th with 211. Justin Walbring not having the best season out there, but sitting 5th in points, very close behind the rest of those guys at 210. It's still a battle for second, but these guys are going to have a ways to go in the last half of this season to catch up to that 64 car Hunter. 5 races, 5 wins, trying to make it 6 for 6 tonight. As we see Dean Qualley and Logan Tackett kind of doing a little bit of side-by-side racing here, swapping positions back and forth as we finish up in the practice session. As we have the cars pull off of pit road, or off the track back onto pit road, we will get heat race number 1 lined up. Heat races here in the Rusty Misfits Racing League are set up based on a pill draw. Basically, everyone's name gets thrown in a hat and they just get randomly drawn by iRacing for what heat race and what starting position you'll be in. I do believe we should have 2 heat races in today's event, as we see most of our field is on the grid right now. So let's take a look at the starting lineup. Aaron Murphy on pole position. Dean Qualley in that 17 Ford Mustang going to be starting outside of him. Then we have Ray Andrews sporting some brand new paint, starting 3rd position, row 2 inside with Mick Olofsson outside of him. Hunter Wellman will be starting 5th place here inside last row of this heat race with Daniel Northcutt on his outside. And yeah, the way these heat races work is that this heat will determine the starting lineup for the inside row. So you win, you'll start row 1. Finish second, you'll be inside row 2, so on and all the way through back here to row 6. Heat race number 2 will do the same, but for the outside line. As we appear to be getting ready, you see the pace truck pulling off the track. Green flag is now in the air. Dean Qualley, Aaron Murphy side by side going to turn 1. Murphy rubbing that inside wall. Trying to find the advantage, but Qualley taking the run on the outside. Mick Olsen trying to pull past Aaron Murphy as well. Murphy staying committed to that inside line as we see that 21 car come down and try to close the door on him. Hunter Wellman stuck deep in this traffic at the back of the pack. Right behind Ray Andrews in that 13 car. Not able to make much ground up right now, and he doesn't have many laps to try to get up to the front here. Ray holding strong, keeping that 64 car behind. In fact, he is putting the pressure on Aaron Murphy. They're trying to take third place away from him. Andrews on the outside. Murphy's still on that bottom line. Hasn't served him very well so far, but Ray not getting the line through that corner just quite right there. He's going to concede the position to Wellman. Wellman now ahead of Andrews, looking to start working on that 41 car. Up front, Dean Qualley has been having a very strong run on the Asphalt Series. Winning, I believe, 3 out of the 5 races so far. Hasn't had as much pace as these guys have in the dirt, but tonight in heat race number 1, out to a handy lead, 1.3 seconds ahead of Mick Olsen. Mick just over a second ahead of Wellman now, who has taken that position away from Aaron Murphy. Murphy fighting back on that bottom. They are getting very close together there. Avoided contact as we take the white flag. 1 lap to go in heat race number 1. Wellman now up to 3rd. Ray Andrews not able to hold Northcutt off. Northcutt now up to 5th as we see Dean Qualley coming out of turn 4 for the final time. Taking heat race number 1. Mick Olsen will take 2nd place. Hunter Wellman from the back of this pack almost. Up to 3rd. Aaron Murphy holding on in holding on to 4th place. And then Daniel Northcutt, Ray Andrews bringing up the back of that pack. But now things are happening very quick, very fast here. Getting heat race number 2 lined up. Some pretty quick cars in this race. Let's take a look at the starting grid. Michael Steele will be starting on pole position. Inside of row 1, you got Austin Strang, another relative newcomer to the league. Has shown quite a bit of pace in the first couple of races that he has participated with us in. Starting on that outside pole. Kyle Thayer there, as we just talked about, he is tied for 2nd in points, sitting in 3rd place right now. Justin Walbring starting on the outside of row 2 in 4th, with Logan Tackett at the back of this pack in 5th. As you see the pace truck bringing them around for one final pace lap before they take the green flag here. They will have 8 laps to settle themselves out and find themselves what starting position they'll be in for the feature race. Green flag in the air. Nice even start all the way through the field there. Michael Steele looking to take advantage of that entry onto turn 1, taking the lead there, but we've got a 3-wide battle for 2nd right now. Austin Strang, Walbring, and Kyle Thayer all side by side. They get it sorted out coming through turn 3 and 4. Position to Austin Strang, Walbring up to 3rd and fighting hard. Still 3 wide, 2 wide, back and forth, in and out of that 3 wide position. Kyle Thayer slipping back a little bit. This battling allowing Michael Steele to pull out and ahead just ever so slightly. He's got a 1 second lead over second place. Logan Tackett from the back of the pack up to second. But Austin Strang not looking to just let things go and looking to try to get back around that 6 car ahead of him. Walbring running in 4th right now, just ahead of Thayer. These guys running fairly solidly at the back of the pack at the moment. In fact, the gap at the front's been closing. Logan Tackett, Austin Strang slowly reeling in our leader, Michael Steele. As we have, I believe, 3 laps to go. Appears that my overlay is not wanting to work properly for some reason again. I am having issues with this overlay and I do not know why. It works when it wants to for some reason. 2 laps remaining here. Michael Steele, Logan Tackett. Austin Strang still running 1, 2, 3. Walbring having some company behind him with Kyle Thayer. As they go white flag. See Logan Tackett taking the position away from Strang. Holding Strang off as they take the checkered flag. Michael Steele with the win. Heat race number 2 will be starting on that outside pole position. Logan Tackett behind him with Austin Strang in 3rd. Justin Walbring 4th. Kyle Thayer bringing it home 5th. We will now go into a 3-minute warm-up, a final practice session before we go into our 40-lap feature here. Just a quick last shakedown to see just where the track has changed since the heat races have finished. Little over 2 minutes remaining in the session. See Kyle Thayer out on track, Mick Olofsson as well. There's almost the entire field. There's a couple of cars still on pit road, but looks like they are slowly working their way out onto the racing surface. Right now, Dean Qualley, the fastest on top of the leaderboard, running a 16:05. Mick Olofsson not too far behind him with a 16:228. These times will change as more cars come out and start laying down laps here, but right now we got Qualley, Logan Tackett, and Mick Olofsson. Have to give the overlay a moment here to reload to update with the additional drivers. But Hunter Wellman just moved himself up into 2nd place on that leaderboard. 16:10. Still not quite up there with Qualley though. Not far behind, but not quite there with Qualley. Michael Steele moving up into 3rd place. About 0.05 of a second slower than Wellman, so this could be a very, very close fight at the front of the pack. In fact, right now, looking through the cars that have put a lap down, we have about 0.4 of a second from 1st to 9th. Could be a very, very close race. As we get ready to go, excuse me here, as we go through the final minute here, 36 seconds remaining in the warm-up session before we start our feature race. Remember, we will be continuing on with the rookie mini stocks. They will be running their asphalt race shortly after the conclusion of the dirt race here at Lanier Speedway. The asphalt series will be moving to the historic Hickory Motor Speedway. If you're a fan of NASCAR, you have to know that name. Fans of NASCAR love that little old track. It's been years since NASCAR's actually put any actual racing out there, but you hear about the old timers talking about that track all the time. And tonight we will be bringing these mini stocks out there to put on a 75 lap feature race. as we have the checkered flag out, wrapping up this warm-up session. Dean Qualley still holding on to that top spot ahead of Hunter Wellman. But now they will be gridding up and getting ready to start our feature race. 11 cars in tonight's event. I think this is the highest car count we've had so far this season. Dean Qualley on pole position. Thank you to winning heat race number 1 with Michael Steele outside pole after winning heat race number 2. Mick Olofsson in third. On the inside of row 2 with Logan Tackett on his outside. Hunter Wellman finished in third in heat race number 1. Will take inside of third row in 5th with Austin Strang just outside of him. Aaron Murphy will be starting 7th position with that 41 car with Justin Walbring just outside of him. And it looks like Walbring is sporting some fresh paint as well. Daniel Northcutt bringing up 9th place with Kyle Thayer outside of him. And at the back of this pack, Ray Andrews in that number 13 car. One more lap to green as this field comes around this short dirt oval. There's asphalt underneath that dirt track. This is a temporary thing at this track. And we have raced here with these cars, with this crew. As the pace truck pulls off, green flag is in the air. Qualley with a little bit of a stutter on that start. Looked like Olofsson was trying to time it a little bit better and thought Dean was going to take away a little bit faster than he did. Kinda stalled that inside lineup just a little bit. Qualley still side by side with Michael Steele for the lead. Steele taking the advantage that time down the front straightaway. And pulling out to the lead ahead of Qualley. Logan Tackett up a position from his starting spot, up into third place with Mick Olofsson just behind him, holding off Hunter Wellman. Hunter not wanting to let that bounty be claimed first try out. He is sitting 5th. He's got 37 more laps to try to find his way past these guys ahead of him. Definitely don't count that 64 car out. He is very fast. Aaron Murphy kind of out all by himself. Couple of tenths behind Hunter Wellman and almost 2 seconds ahead, or over 2 seconds ahead of Kyle Thayer. Dean Qualley having issues. Caution flag number 1 on the track here. Looked like Dean Qualley got turned around here. Let's take a look at all the dirt instant replay and see if you can see what happened to that 17 car. Mick Olofsson and Logan Tackett side by side behind him. They make a little bit of contact and it just turns Mick Olofsson into that 17 car, turning him around, and Hunter Wellman got a noseful of that driver's door. That is definitely not a hit you want to take with these cars. Straight on the nose. If you take that radiator out, it will overheat and blow up in a hurry. We will definitely have to keep an eye on that 64 car. He lost a position after that incident too. Ray Andrews taking some advantage of that mistake and pulling ahead of these guys. Or sorry, that would be Aaron Murphy, Kyle Thayer moving ahead of Hunter Wellman, Dean Qualley. Dean at the back of this pack now after going around. A little bit of an racing incident. Unfortunate for Dean. He was having a pretty solid run there to begin with. Back at the front of the field here as we get ready to go back green flag racing. Michael Steele still on the point. Logan Tackett now up to 2nd place just ahead of Mick Olofsson. Aaron Murphy taking advantage of that mistake by those guys there, pulling himself up into 4th place. As the green flag is back in the air. Steele with an early lead off that restart, but Logan Tackett, Mick Olofsson looking to make any kind of move here. Side by side for the lead, the 21 coming from the 3rd position into the inside of leader Michael Steele. Slightly pulled ahead that time by the back straightaway, coming across the line. He will take the lead. 8 laps into this race, new leader Mick Olofsson. Michael Steele looking to cross over, get to that bottom line, not quite able to carry the momentum off the corner, but able to pull alongside as they make contact. Mick going around, contact behind. All kinds of cars turn sideways now. Dean Qualley, Hunter Wellman looking like they made it through that incident that time by. Let's take a look here at all the dirt instant replay. Mick and Michael make just a little bit of contact here. Gets that 21 kind of sideways. He almost caught it up. But then we have Logan Tackett. I believe that was Justin Walbring also involved in that. And possibly Austin Strang catching some of that action as well. Walbring, unfortunate, he is now being shown off the track, not having a good season, coming off of a career high last season, season 4. Just having terrible amounts of luck this year. And we now have Mick Olofsson off the track as well. Michael Steele back in the lead after that exchange with Olofsson. Olofsson going around to bring out the second caution flag of the night. Helps if we go back, and they are back green flag racing here. Michael Steele back to the lead. But take a look at what car's now in second. That's 64. From that third row starting position. Up into second has Aaron Murphy looking to the inside of him. Hunter able to clear him, but Murphy pulling back to the inside on the corner entry. Not able to hold it that time down the back straightaway. Murphy back out, now having to fend off that 89 car of Kyle Thayer. Kyle down to the bottom of that 41 car. Wellman's used to leading these races flag to flag, having to earn his keep tonight, but showing he is more than up to the challenge. Catching up to that number 5 car in the lead. Has a couple of laps left to try to get there and try to make that move. Coming to 15 laps into this race, Hunter Wellman is there, 0.3 of a second behind our leader. That gap kind of holding steady between 3 and 4/10 rate at the moment, but Hunter definitely pretty quick on corner entry there. Definitely making Michael have to watch that rear view mirror to see where that 64 car is going. Hunter down right to the very lower end of that track, only a couple of lanes off that very bottom, and now up to the higher line. Michael's watching that mirror, seeing where that 64 car is going, where that 64 car seems to be faster, and trying to take that line away. But Hunter, kind of being the master of all lines at the moment, able to move around and find speed. Meanwhile here, sitting in third, Dean Qualley managing to pull back some positions after an early incident. The early incident that sent him to the back of the pack, now back up to third ahead of Aaron Murphy. Murphy still trying to hold off that 89 car. Austin Strang had shown speed earlier this season, the last couple of races, having a little bit of a struggle tonight there, deep in the traffic. Not quite able to take advantage of these mistakes that others have made. Not quite able to get up to that higher end of the scoreboard at the moment. Back at the front, the battle for the lead has settled down a little bit. Michael Steele's been able to open the gap up. It's now about a half second ahead of that 64 car of Hunter Wellman. Dean Qualley slowly kind of reeling these two in, looking to get part of that action as well. Then we got Kyle Thayer here up in fourth. Having cleared Aaron Murphy and Austin Strang now making a move past that 41 car on that bottom line. As we come up to the halfway point of this race, Michael Steele taking the lead early from Dean Qualley. Hasn't really looked back yet, but Hunter Wellman managing to keep him honest, at least to a degree for a little bit there, slipping back into the clutches of Dean Qualley right now. Dean showing some real speed. Last time by, Dean Qualley was the fastest of the top three by about almost 0.2 of a second. Not that last time by though. Hunter Wellman was the faster of the top three. 15.39 to or 16.39, sorry, to a 16.53 from Michael Steele and a 16.44 from Dean Qualley. But now Dean to the inside of Hunter, trying to take second place away. And being successful. Hunter down to third. This is not a place that we're used to seeing that 64 car. In fact, he's going to have a little bit of company from Kyle Thayer right behind him if he's not careful. Thayer running some pretty solid lap times as well. He's right up there with the 16.4s. A little further back here, Aaron Murphy fighting Austin Strang for position as he gets a little too sideways, makes contact with that inside wall. Manages to get it going back again. We stay green. Michael Steele out to a solid lead now, over 0.7 of a second ahead of Dean Qualley. Dean fighting with Hunter. Hunter trying to get that position back. Kyle Thayer still behind them both, looking at Michael Steele. Slow that time around. That we got a battle for the lead once again. He had a decent lead. Now Dean Qualley, in the space of about a lap and a half, has managed to close that gap back up as they work their way around the lap traffic of Ray Andrews. Hunter Wellman looking to get to the inside of that 17 car, trying to reclaim second in this exchange. Almost able to get alongside, but Qualley holding strong on that outside line, keeping that momentum up. That battle's allowed Steele to pull ahead ever so slightly once again. Back out to a half-second lead. But that time's kind of ebbing and flowing depending on where in that track that they are. Wellman being very aggressive coming into turn 3 and 4 there, trying to get inside of that 17 car. Not quite getting there though. Caution flag on the track. Here's Logan Tackett having issues here as we go through the instant replay. Logan all by himself out here. Goes into turn 3. Car gets sideways on it, overcorrects and hard into that outside wall. That is definitely going to hurt that car. Manages to get it going once again, but likely did quite a bit of damage to that racing machine. This is not what Michael Steele wanted to see. Michael did not want that caution coming out. He was starting to open back up a little bit because of these cars behind him battling. This is going to tighten them right back up for a restart. With, I believe, just over 10 laps to go here. Or sorry, just shy of 10 laps to go, I'm guessing now. Caution laps should not be counting here under, or the laps shouldn't be counting under caution, so we should be doing all 40 laps under green, but pace cars off. They're going to be single file restart as we are under 10 laps to go. Green flag in the air. Quali not really getting rolling as fast as he would have liked to. Allowed him Steele to get just a little bit ahead. Hunter Wellman having to fight right now. Kyle Thayer on his lower side, or on the inside of him. 6 laps to go. Side by side for third. Hunter Wellman holding on to third for the moment. Quali looking to try to make a move for the lead. Slides up. Is in the grasp of that 64 car. Wellman not able to take any advantage of that. Michael Steele pulling out to a 3/4 of a second lead right now. As we see Dean Quali going around. Caution flag is out with 4 laps remaining. Take a look here. Looks like he got a little bit sideways. And then Hunter Wellman just getting into him just enough to turn that 17 car all the way around. Just some light contact. It didn't look like Quali actually got all that far around. Let's see if we could find a better view of that incident real quick here. Let's go. On board with the 17 car. They go down the back straightaway into turn 3. Dean is up in that slicker stuff there, and yeah, just some light contact on that left rear corner from that 64 car was enough to turn that 17 car all the way around and bring out the caution for the 4th time. 4 laps remaining. Hunter Wellman in second now as a result of that spin. That spin from Dean Quali. Dean having an eventful night, having gone from the back to the front once already. Going to have to try to do it again with 5 laps to go when they take the green. Dean now sitting back in 8th position. As the green flag is back in the air. Michael Steele with a good start ahead of Hunter Wellman. Wellman looking to the inside, holding that Kyle Thayer right behind him. Now side by side for the lead once again. Wellman holding that 5 car up off that bottom. He's seen that Michael Steele has been preferring that bottom line the entire race. Wellman doing everything he can to take him off. Side by side going into turn 3 and 4, coming to the white flag. Give the advantage to Wellman. Wellman, I believe, just ahead of that 5 car that time across the line. Going into 3 and 4 for the final time. Still side by side. Steele way outside. Hunter Wellman coming at the very end. Coming in clutch and keeping that win streak alive. 6 for 6 on the season. Just edging out Michael Steele on a late race caution. Let's go and see if we can take a look at that final lap pass here. Hunter Wellman tight racing there for the last 2-3 laps. As you see, Hunter took note of the fact that that 5 car preferred that inside line. Side by side for the last 2 laps until it counted, and Wellman powering out to the lead to finish this race and maintain that win streak. But let's also not forget there's one guy who took advantage of that entire whole situation there. Austin Strang coming kind of out of nowhere, taking 3rd place, finishing on the podium for, I believe, another week in a row. Then you have Aaron Murphy, Daniel Northcutt, Kyle Thayer, Logan Tackett, Dean Quali finishing 8th, Ray Andrews, Mick Olofsson, Justin Walbring bringing up the end of our lineup. as we wait for the top three to come up to the broadcast booth for their post-race interview. In fact, we have them now, so why don't we bring our third place finisher, Austin Strang. Austin, you kind of had kind of an up and down race there. You were kind of quiet, and then just right at the very end, you kind of quietly slipped into third to take the last podium position. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm kind of bummed that I wasn't able to get a little higher. That's definitely what I was trying to do, but definitely some bad circumstances kind of putting me back a few times, but definitely feeling good. Definitely nice to have gone podium every time I've been with these guys so far.
One of the drivers to at least keep in the conversation for who's in contention for these wins. What do you think it's going to take to dethrone that 64 car? That's just, he seems to be finding something every week to get that top spot.
I really don't know, but I'd love to find it in the next, week or so or a few days because that'd be fantastic to be able to dethrone him.
Well, and, they kind of threw everything they could at him this week. They brought a bit of a ringer there with that Michael Steele coming in for the first time this season. Michael running pretty strong ahead of you guys. Did you think that might be it, or did you think you had something to take Michael out if that race went a few laps longer?
To be honest, I think I had something for Michael for sure, and I think I honestly had something for both of them. I think just, having that bit of bad luck and, having to kind of burn up the car a little bit to get back up there probably hurt my chances a little bit.
Well, there's definitely that. The track changes a lot on these dirt races going through from start to finish through the night, and that can definitely affect how your car races. And if you have to drive even harder trying to make up positions, that's definitely not making the night easy. But at least you come out and finish the night on the podium. It helps you out in the points, helps get you back up there a little bit closer to these guys after you missed the first race or two. And yeah, who do you want to thank for helping you get to that point?
Yeah, I want to thank White Knuckle Setups and Graphics. They're always awesome. They've been helping me out on some other races that I've been doing. Um, Deemed Fit, Duck Keys, Race to Instigma. I know there's more. I can't remember them all. Oh, Rogue Energy. Uh, you guys for putting this on, broadcasting. I appreciate you, Tom. I know how difficult this is. Rusty Misfits for putting this on as well. It's been so much fun so far. My wife for being so supportive, always watching me race. It's always awesome. And all my friends that are probably, hopefully, watching me. So thank everyone, and hopefully we can get a win this season.
Well, it's definitely going to be a tough one to dethrone that 64 car the way he's been driving this entire season. Austin, hopefully you can be the one to take home that bounty. I know I put $20 to that pot there. I think I heard a couple other people saying they might throw a penny or two into that pot there, and whoever dethrones that 64 car might come home a couple of bucks richer.
All right, that's a little more incentive. Thank you.
Absolutely. Congratulations once again, Austin. I hope we see you going ahead to the historic raceway there at Hickory, and hopefully you have a good time there.
Yeah, I'll be there, Tom. Thank you very much, man. Have a good night.
Alrighty, that is our third place finisher, Austin Strang. But now let's talk to the man that had the control of that race for almost the majority of it. Started second place, managed to sneak the lead away within a lap or two. Kind of held a chokehold on it. For a while there, I thought we were going to have a new winner finally this season. But Michael, what happened there those closing laps?
Yeah, I mean, I tried to make it happen. The last thing I wanted to see, unfortunately, was that caution to come out. Dean and Hunter were both getting pretty quick towards the end. I'd like to say it's just lack of experience of driving these cars very much, and the lack of joy driving at Lanier. Mick told me we were racing at USIT, so I was all geared up for USIT, so I love that track. But Lanier, I'm not so big of a fan of, so I I was glad to get out to the front and really hoping to have a to win. But like I said, Hunter drove his wheels off, and he definitely deserved a sixth in a row.
Well, definitely going to be a bit of a do to try to take that 64 car off that throne that he's been sitting on this entire season. I looked at the points going into tonight's race there, and he was almost a full race ahead of everyone else. Tonight's going to cement that points lead even more for him. What do you think, watching him race tonight there, what do you think it's going to take to dethrone him?
Next week, I'll take care of it.
I like that confidence.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunately usage is just my jam, and that's what I was prepared for. And I mean, I feel confident in any track. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I'll take care of it next week.
Well, you definitely came in tonight, even though, like you said, you didn't really care much for this track. You were prepared for a completely different one. But you came in, you qualified. Well, you can't really say qualified, but you did very well in your heat race. You had a strong starting position for the feature, took full advantage of that starting position, led a good majority of the race, came up just that little bit short at the very end. You got to have some sponsors and family and friends you want to thank for helping you out.
Yeah, first of all, I mean, I'm going to give a credit to Hunter. Like I said, he definitely drove his wheels off the last part of that race to get by me, and congrats to him for 6 in a row, and good race to him, and definitely having a good run in this league so far. Wish I could have raced earlier on, but it's all right. As far as sponsors and all that, always got to give a shout out to my wife, my baby girl, for always letting me do this, support me. My parents, Mick, Dean, everybody with the league, you putting on the broadcast. Sponsors, JTD Motorsports, Ross Dalton Racing, Steel Graphic Designs, Roofing, Rise bracelets. Man, there's so many of them that help out with all this stuff. Yeah, just thank you to everybody that helps out.
Absolutely, and you mentioned Steel Designs there. That's your design firm, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, yep. I do a lot of iRacing designs, but also this past season ventured out, got my own printer, starting to venture out in real life stuff. So iRacing designs, race car graphics, whatever you need design wise, I can definitely get it taken care of.
Well, there's definitely one thing that this league is not short on, and that is iRacing and even real life car designers now. And if anyone's looking for a wrap for their iRacing car, don't feel afraid to reach out to Michael here. He'll be more than happy to get you set up.
Yeah, for sure. I have myself as a designer, then I have a part-time designer with Logan Tackett that was racing tonight. He's been helping me out quite a bit, one of my good buddies and everything. So
Absolutely, Michael. Well, congratulations on second place. Are you joining us for Hickory later tonight?
yeah, I will. I'll be there. See if I can come away with the W, the one that I was hoping for earlier.
Alrighty, well, good luck. You know, Hickory is a historic track. It's definitely one that any race car driver worth their salt wants to put the W in just to say that you won at that track. So good luck going on.
Oh yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I have a bunch of friends that race up in North Carolina, late model stock stuff. They're always talking about Hickory, being at Hickory, and yeah, it's they got me into really liking that track. So I'm looking forward to it.
Alrighty, Michael. Congratulations once again.
Thank you, buddy. Hope I get to talk to you again later.
Alrighty. Now, it wasn't looking too good there through the middle portion of that race for you, Hunter. You were stuck back in a lot of traffic, but you pulled it out once again. What's the secret at this point? There's got to be something you're doing different.
I don't know, to be honest. Today was a very chaotic race. I think it came down to how you were able to manage the high line on the restarts. It offered you some grip for about a lap or two, and then you had to get down as quickly as possible.
Well, we definitely noticed on the broadcast there that you took full advantage of that final restart there, and you definitely seem to have noticed just how much that Michael was preferring that very low line for the majority of the race there, and you did everything you could to take it away, succeeded, and made it 6 in a row. Like, we got that bounty on your head right now. We might be giving that bounty to you if you win all the races this season.
I might have to add something to that bounty. Who knows? But yeah, had a lot of fun tonight. Love racing against Michael and Austin, rest of those guys. Michael is very aggressive, but he is fair. Had a lot of fun on those final restarts battling with him.
Oh, absolutely. You guys all kept it relatively clean. You got into Dean a couple of times there, had some issues early in the race. Dean got a little sideways. He got into the door pretty hard with the front end of your car. Did that hurt your car at all? Were you worried about heating up, or did the car feel fine after that?
I think it was mostly aero. I wasn't noticing any oil or water temp going up. But with it being a short track, damage doesn't really matter as much as long as it's aerodynamic.
Absolutely. Aerodynamics don't play as much of a factor on these slower tracks, but you definitely don't want to hurt that rad on these cars. They are tough, but they won't take that kind of damage.
Very true.
But anyways, Hunter, before we continue on with the final end of our broadcast here for the first part of it, who do you want to thank for supporting you getting to 6 in a row?
I'd like to thank everybody that was racing tonight. These guys are really fierce and a lot of fun to hang out with and race with. I'd like to thank you for broadcasting. I want to thank everybody at home who's watching. I'd like to thank RJB Automotive, Kellner Range and Supply, KRS Clothing, Hairstyles with John, and Misfit Creations. They all sponsor me here on iRacing and in the real world.
Alrighty, well, congratulations. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say one more thank you to everybody for watching tonight.
Absolutely. So yeah, congratulations once again there, Hunter, on 6 in a row. We'll be going next week to see if you can keep that that win streak alive. Let's see here. We will be at Huset's next week, and Michael Steele was saying that's a bit of a track that he tends to favor. So you might have to do some extra practice laps there, I think, to keep your streak alive.
Oh, I'm planning on it. He is a very fast driver. I'm going to have to see what I can do to get around him.
Absolutely. Congratulations once again, Hunter. Are you joining us for Hickory, or do you not own that track as well?
I don't own the track, but hopefully I'll be in the booth again.
Well, we look forward to that, Hunter. Unfortunately, it's fun watching you on the racetrack, duking it out with these boys. You're definitely a fast driver, even though you say you're not that good on asphalt. I've seen you race asphalt. You're pretty solid, man.
Well, thank you.
But if you feel like hopping up into the booth with me, you are more than welcome to do so.
Alrighty. I guess I'll see everybody at Hickory.
Alrighty. That was our race winner, Hunter Wellman. Out there, just dominating this entire season so far. Undefeated. Didn't look good for the majority of that race. We'll have to take a look. It's very possible he only led 1, maybe 2 laps this entire night. But he led the lap that was most important and took the W here at Lanier Speedway. Big congratulations goes out to him. He has definitely opened that lead up even more. And he is definitely going to be very hard to catch for that championship now. Congratulations goes out to all our racers. They put on one heck of a show for everyone tonight. We will be going back live in about 25 minutes from the historic Hickory Speedway to complete the final race of tonight's Rookie Mini Stock Series. You'll see most of these same drivers. You'll probably see a few extra names as we usually do. Matt Moreau, Tim Rourke probably being the 2 key ones that we will see regularly throughout the season joining us for the asphalt races. Hopefully we see you guys join us then. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Tom Quiring. It's been a pleasure broadcasting this season so far. I look forward to wrapping it out and seeing just what these boys can do. And if there's anyone in this field that can take that 64 off that top step of the podium post-race,